So after the many hours spent fixing the Eberspacher, the smoke that's coming out of here is, well, it's still smoky. So the last thing I've tried, apparently according to a lot of forums, a good thing to do and recommended by Eberspacher was to run the Eberspacher on paraffin. So that's my new paraffin tank essentially. That feeds down through a nice little screw hole down under here and up into, can you see that? Yep, into the little pump. So if you listen, that's me running it at full strength, and the idea is when you run it on paraffin, that's like nectar to the Eberspacher and essentially cleans out the gauze that keeps the ignition going and hopefully cures the smoke problems. So I'm going to run this for quite a few hours and see if it makes any difference. And here it is from underneath the van in all its working glory. That exhaust is very, very hot, as I've just discovered. Slightly smelly under here, but I think it's probably because I spilt some diesel earlier on. So I can't see any sign of any leaks that are obvious. There's the fuel line. You see the bubbles there? So, as I said, I'll just keep it running for quite a few hours and then do a smoke test inside the van and see if it's safe. So, it's been a total of 6 hours now over 2 days. It's currently running at, what's that, 5 out of 7, so like 3/4 strength almost. That's coming out really, really hot, and as far as I could see and smell, there's no sign of any smoke. So if you see that, turn this light on. Before you would have seen a marked haze, especially this. Today it's been on for about 2 hours. 2 hours before it would have been really smoky in here. You would have thought your glasses are all steamed up because of the haze. So slight smell, only a slight smell. That could be dust in the pipes. Also, of course, we've got the paraffin down there, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of fumes coming off of that anyway, even though I've got it bunged up. So far so good, and this is running off of the paraffin. So what I'll do is run it for another couple of hours, so that'll be 8 hours in total, and then I'll convert it back to diesel and see if it's smoke free as well. So far so good, happy bunny. So after 3 stints of 4 hours, so 12 hours in total, of running through paraffin, when I checked the cab it was nice and clear, no smoke whatsoever. So I've now reconnected the diesel, and I'm just about to fire it up just to see if there's any smoke comes through, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that should have done the trick. Okay, here goes. Turn it on. Okay, the fan's starting up. The glow plug will have kicked in, and it usually stays on for 30 seconds before the pump starts supplying the diesel. Listen out for the clicks. This is the area to look out for here. Hopefully we won't see any smoke coming through there. I can hear some clicks, doesn't sound exactly right to me though. And it's turned off, so I think we have a fuel line problem. Okay, I'll look into that. Okay, I worked out what the problem is. The problem is the Eberspacher takes quite a lot of amps to get it going, and if you look here, the battery is down about 12 volts, so it was about 14, so obviously I've been turning this on and off quite well, taking a lot of juice out of the battery, so I've turned the engine on, as you can hear. So hopefully this should give me enough juice to kick start the Eberspacher. I'll turn it on now. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it down here. Again, it takes 30 seconds for the glow plug to heat the chamber up, and hopefully after that you actually won't see anything, whereas before you might see some smoke coming out, billowing out of there. So that's a good sign, it's coming out warm now. So I'll keep that running for a bit, and hopefully there will be no exhaust fumes coming in. Okay, so it's been running for about an hour now, and as far as I can tell, it's perfectly fine. I can smell something slightly in the air, but to be honest, I think with the Eberspacher being 25, almost 30 years old now, it's probably the best it's going to get. So I think it's safe to use now. So the windows aren't even open, and usually when we've got a heater on, to stop the kids who are at the top bunk getting too hot, we usually open some windows anyway. So I think this is perfectly safe to use now. And thank goodness, because I don't fancy spending £500 on a new heater. Okay, well, I hope that's been helpful and you've picked up some tips, especially around to using paraffin to clear out the burner chamber. That's the most useful thing I've learned from all this. Alright.